Hey guys, and welcome to another student interview. This is a really, really close one, at least to my heart, working one-to-one with Anthony as part of the program. And Anthony, I mean, we'll get into your story, but just like broadly speaking, the reason I wanted to bring Anthony on is because when he started, he was delivering a service, email marketing, to e-com businesses in general. And I always tell people that's a terrible place to start at as a beginner because it's a service that a lot of people choose, like Facebook ads, email, and it's a niche that everyone goes for, right? Everyone tries to sell to e-com. And as we know, it's hard to find e-com owners. It's hard to pitch them. And through a lot of perseverance, like I remember you were sending 100 emails a day manually because you didn't want to spend the money on the softwares manually, and now ending up successfully, as we were just like chatting now off camera, an 8K cash collected month, but in a niche that you didn't originally think was possible, delivering the same service. And it's just been an incredible journey. So Anthony, thanks for doing this. First and foremost, I like to start off with what made you choose getting into an agency? Because I know online there's drop shipping, FBA, there's a lot of different business models out there. So what made you choose the agency model in general?
Well, basically, Courtney, it's a really great model. So basically, I had little to no cash up front. I started this agency with just getting my domain for my website and getting my G Suite account, and it was one of the only businesses I could start. Drop shipping, there's a high barrier to entry, and all these other different ways to make money online. It's quite hard to start for me, and social media marketing was the cheapest and the best for me at my specific time.
Got it. And in the beginning, I remember you were selling almost to like any e-com business, and then you narrowed it down. I think it was to men's performance brands or something, right? I remember when we did the work.
Yeah, so basically when I was my first client was in the clothing niche, the fashion niche, and my second client was in the fishing niche. So basically before I came to Courtney, I was basically trying to sell to anyone.
Yeah.
And when we jumped on a call together, I really wanted to tailor my business towards like a specific industry, because I remember you saying you need a niche down and you need to speak to a specific audience. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's create something completely unique. Let's try to sell a story behind it, not just marketing services. And that's why I thought selling to like the male self-improvement niche would be good, because it's like a cool story and all that. But little did I know I was going to have the same failure I did with the previous niches, because what I noticed was, Courtney, is like email marketing is great, but it's not amazing for each niche. There's a specific niche that really works well with that service. Like I come to find out that niches like the skincare niche, CBD niche, things like that, where the consumables, email marketing really shines because people can be, since it's a consumable, you can always remind them to purchase from you through emails, which really helps my clients a lot and helps me out because that's my service. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I think, and it's one of the first things that we touch on in the program, which is it's basically just service market fit, right? Which is, does your service practically make sense for your customer? Like, can they actually make money out of it? And just because a business is willing to pay you doesn't mean you should take their money, because you might not be able to generate a return. So I think what you're getting on there is when products are consumables, right? They have to be replaced. Like I have to buy, probably stupid example, but I have to buy new ink for this pen once a year, probably, right? And so if I got an email once a year, hey, it's time to get a refill, we'll give you a percentage discount, it's probably a guaranteed sale, right? Assuming that I like the product. And that's the same thing with skincare and with cannabis in any case like that. But okay, so what niche did you end up in?
So basically, this actually happened by accident. Before I
Yes.
joined your program, actually, I signed a client for $1,000 in the CBD niche. It was really, really lucky. They were a massive client. They were doing, I believe, like 60K a month prior to me working with them. So it was like a really big client and a big deal for me. And I remember getting amazing, amazing results, adding like an extra 30 to 40 grand of their revenue. And I was struggling to figure out what niche I want to jump into. And I remember you telling me on one of our calls together, you have this amazing case study. And And I remember you telling me you had a friend in the CBD niche that was literally killing it with email marketing. So you're like, Anthony, why don't you just jump into it? You like to me, it's like a blue ocean. There's a lot of opportunity. And I remember not agreeing with you. I'm like, oh, I don't think I want to do that. It's not my style. I don't want to be known as like, the cannabis marketer or whatever it is. But yeah, after failing a lot more, I'm like, why not give it a shot? And I did, and it was the best decision I've ever made. Every single month's been better since joining that niche. And like I mentioned, the other month I made, I believe, 8.5 grand just from the cannabis industry alone.
Amazing, amazing. And I think a lot of people, when they hear email marketing, they might be a little bit unsure about what that actual service is. So I just think, because it's not the typical like Facebook ads or Google ads, I just want you to provide some clarity. So if a customer comes to you and they buy your service, right, for 2K per month or whatever it is, what are the like primary deliverables that you implement for them?
That depends on what the client wants. So basically, how it works is mainly for the email side of things, purely email, not SMS or growing the list. So basically purely email. You have two sectors. You have the automated flows, which are just a bunch of automated sequences that will be sent out based on a website visitor's certain actions on the website. So basically, if they sign up to your newsletter, they're sent a welcome flow. If they leave an item in their cart, they're sent an abandoned cart flow, and things of that nature. And then you have the campaign side of things for the emails, where you're basically sending anywhere between 1 to 2 emails a week regarding their products. So basically, maybe you want to talk about the benefits of their products, some testimonials, some fun content ideas, just basically anything anything that relates to the brand. And also some clients like to do SMS. I basically do the same things for emails, but in the SMS sector. And also I do lead generation and help grow the email list of my clients as well.
Okay. So essentially one-time setup of the different flows and sequences and do a little bit of an audit, and then ongoingly it's updating them to increase performance and sending out the campaigns, obviously, to drive sales and drive engagement, right?
Yeah, and you can cross-sell them SMS and things like that to grow the list, because the list does dry out.
And I remember when you first started, you were just doing the email, and then I recommended throw the SMS on top of it, kind of give you that competitive advantage. Have you noticed that the SMS drives a lot more sales than just the emails alone?
That the results of the SMS vary, because how it works is you need to get consent. And a lot of these people that have an email list already, the SMS data that they have on file didn't really get consent. And since it's so personal and it's on someone's phone, like it's very difficult to like send them SMSs without them consenting. So like it's taking some time, but I am getting some sales for my clients through SMS. However, it's not the major driving factor at the moment, but I do see it overtaking email once the database is built up to the same level as email.
Amazing. And okay, so just for everyone watching, to give them some context. So we kind of covered like what the service is, what the niche is, the results. But again, like what I want to touch on with you is, I remember in the beginning, you were heavily doubting the agency business model because, you'd gone through a couple niches, you were struggling a bit, but you kept like hanging in there. I remember there was days where you were sending 100 emails a day manually through different niches. What would you say to someone else who's pretty much in the same position? They're doing a lot of outreach, and they're thinking of giving up. They're thinking, hey, this doesn't work. Maybe I should do something else. What would you say to someone like that?
I would just say never give up. It's very cliche, but it's true. If you never give up, you're always going to win. Like, the way I like to think about it is like the service industry is like, it's a proven model. Like email marketing, people want email marketing. People want Facebook ads. People want Google ads. It's just, you are the problem and you need to solve like there's nothing wrong with the service. It's you're the problem. And once you look at it like that and you say you're never going to give up, you're always going to win. And especially when you have the right person in your corner to always help you out, that has tons of experience, you're always going to win. So like for anyone starting out, I would highly recommend just never give up. It's your fault if you're losing. So like, I recommend you always blame yourself and you always try to fix that. And if you don't know how to fix yourself and you don't know how to solve the problems that you have, I highly recommend that you look for a mentor, someone that's experienced in the industry. Yeah, like Courtney really, really helped me with my agency, and I don't see a way where I would have been successful without him. Yeah, it was like a game changer. Um, like really, when I first started before I jumped on the call with Courtney, like I was so worried about my future, like, because I didn't want to go to university and the semester was rising, and and I really didn't want to go. And I remember mentioning that to Courtney, and he's like to me, "Oh, if you want to drop out, you can, but you just got to work and build the agency." And thankfully, with his help, he was able to help me out, and my life's changed, and I only see it getting better in the future, and that's all thanks to Courtney.
Awesome. No, I genuinely appreciate that. It's amazing to see so many people in so many different situations where something like this, I mean, it's because it genuinely is life-changing money for a lot of people. And I feel like when you're in communities like this, and we speak to so many people in our community, we see everyone posting their wins, and it just becomes numbers on a screen at a certain point, right? Like Stripe notifications. But I think a lot of people forget that, 8K per month, 12K per month, like that's not normal. Especially because you can work from anywhere and do it on your own time. Amazing. So really a story of perseverance, especially because is email still the primary method that you use for getting clients, right? As far as doing outbound.
Yeah, at the moment, yes, email marketing, not email marketing, sorry, cold, it's a split between cold looms and just standard emails with a case study. However, a lot of my clients came from referrals. Actually, you told me a method with one of my clients, that massive client I told you about that I signed on, the one that started his whole CBD journey. So basically, they have a wholesale list, and you were telling me, Anthony, go and ask them if you can go and sell email marketing services to that wholesale list, right? And you can word it, you can phrase it in a way where, hey, if I do email marketing for them, it's going to increase your revenue because they're going to buy more stock from you, right? And once I said that, they're like, okay, cool, let's do it. I wrote them up an email, sent it out, and then I think I closed around 2 clients and 1 on the way. So like that's how I grew my agency as well, and a few referrals from the clients I obtained from Looms and just the case study emails.
Amazing. Okay, I remember having that conversation actually with you. It seems like it was forever ago at this point. Time's moved so quickly this year. Amazing. Well, I know we have to go. We got some other things to chat. So the only other thing that I wanted to just cover about is, what would you say your biggest learning was in going through the program, getting on the calls, collaborating together? I know there was a lot, but if you could condense it down.
Like the biggest thing I learned is that I don't know everything, and I should really listen to people that are more successful than me rather than be stubborn and think I know everything. And, if it's my idea, like if it's not my idea, I shouldn't listen to it. Like I should really humble myself and listen to the people that are more successful than me. Do you get me?
Yes.
That's like the biggest thing I learned. That was the question, right? What did you learn the most from the program? Yeah, it's just like learn from people that are smarter than you, because they'll basically teach you everything you need to know about how to grow.
Yeah, no, I think that's 100% true. You simply just don't know what you don't know, right? I think that's a good way to summarize it. Awesome. All right, Anthony. Well, we're going to finish up and do your warm-up call now for the next 90 days. But thank you for doing this, and we'll see you around.
No problem. It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Courtney.